Starting in the 1790s, Utamaro concentrated on making single portraits of women, displayed in half-length poses, rather than the prints of women in groups, which was the style preferred by other ukiyo-e artists. Let's take a look at some of his famous print series of Bijin Ga. The print we're looking at now sold at Christie's for $211,000 in 1993, and I imagine it's worth a lot more now. It's from the series 7 Women in Front of Mirrors. This print is called Naniwa Okita, admiring herself in a mirror. And she was the star waitress of a tea house. This print represents one of his earliest Okubi Bijinga, or big-headed beautiful women. Not because this woman had a big head, but because the portrait style emphasized the upper torso, face, and facial features. In this print, you can see many of the elements that defined Utamaro's style. The economy of the thin, flowing line work, the narrow almond-shaped eyes, long nose, the small red heart-shaped lips. The detail, especially in the hairstyle, the flowing fabrics, and the attention to the balance of the composition. And to top everything off, the printing techniques that his publisher used were of the highest quality. Mica powder was added to the backgrounds of many of his prints to give them a luxurious metallic shimmering effect. Now let's go to 1792, where we have his series, The 10 Types of Women's Physiognomies. This means depictions of types of women. Many artists used the physiognomy theme to create print series of different types of personalities, and Utamaro considered himself an expert in this genre. In this print, we see a carefree young woman blowing a poppin, which is a glass toy. Look at the curves on that beautiful red checkered kimono that move our gaze up her arm to her lips. In 1804, there was increased censorship, and Utamaro was arrested and manacled for 50 days, along with other artists and authors. We think he offended the authorities by identifying historical figures in inappropriate situations, like in this print of the daimyo Hideyoshi, who is shown suggestively holding the hand of his male page. Utamaro died 2 years after his release from jail in 1806. The only portrait I know of him is this rather unflattering painting done by Eishi in 1815. At least it looks like he was a friendly, happy guy. Utamaro had a number of pupils. Tsukimaro was probably the best known. Here's one of his prints that he produced in his master's style. One of Utamaro's students, Koikawa Shuncho, married Utamaro's widow and took the name Utamaro II, or Utamaro II. Here is an example of one of his prints. During the golden age of ukiyo-e, Utamaro created a new type of female beauty. He was able to tease out subtle emotions in the expressions and the poses of his subjects. His works are considered the finest and most